So when you think about going from order taker to innovator, our learning teams really have a lot of competing demands, and that's a hard thing to do natively, because as we think about how we're built to build capability, not necessarily to build business results. And so as our teams are budget strapped and resource limited, our teams become the consultant, the project manager, the designer, the builder, the facilitator, the implementer. How can we change the conversation so when our business partners come to us and not be at their beck and call, that we can shift the conversation as opposed to taking orders to something a little bit bigger when we think about business results and organizational capability. And the shift happens is when you talk about outcomes. When you think of a learner not as the task or the modality like instructor-led training or virtual instructor-led training, but to what do they need to know on the job and how can we get them there? Today there are so many learning technologies and things that are coming into the market that it's hard for us to sometimes step back and actually assess our ability to produce, because that's what we're measured against. We're not always measured by business impact, whether that's improvement in sales, reduction in churn, improvement in customer experience. And so as learning teams and learning leaders, we need to shift the conversation away from we're going to build you this course, or we're going to build you this instructor-led training, or even this learning experience that is teed up on some technology platform. But we need to go of what can we do to solve this problem? And the problem might have a training component. There might be some skills and knowledge that we actually have to solve for, which could be through training, but it could be through performance support. It could be through incentives or motivation, or it could be through the changing, or at least the recommendation to change systems and tools. And so when we receive requests, which is what's going to happen, that's the department in which many of us live, we have to shift right away. We can't pencil down and say, okay, instead of an ILT, let's build a VILT, but say, hey, wait, what are we trying to solve for? How can we do that in a way that is not only engaging, but impactful? And when you start to do that and start to pull apart problems by what the learner is feeling and facing and immerse in what they're doing, you're going to be in a better position to go from order taker to innovator and design thinker.